of our queen, Angela Bassett, who we all know should have been the original Storm, but whatever. So it's been brought to our attention that when Angela Bassett lost her Oscar because Jamie Lee won for being a side bit in anything, anywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once, that Angela was a little flustered and was visibly shaken when the camera was panned on her and it was announced that she was not the winner, and justifiably so. And as of recently, she's come out and spoken in public about it. And here is something that she said. As according to the Hollywood Reporter, I found it interesting. Actually, let me give you the whole quote. I love applauding people. But in that moment, Bassett began saying before, according to the Town and Country, she trails off and talks about how she had thought she had put in the work to be recognized. All right. And she also says here, I found it interesting that I wouldn't be allowed to be disappointed at an outcome where I thought I was very deserving. Guys, listen, there is no question whatsoever in our minds that Angela Bassett was the true winner of that award. But she got so much backlash because of how she didn't gracefully accept the outcome of that. Do you believe that Angela Bassett, in any way, shape, or form, did anything wrong by outwardly emoting when she was not given an award that we all know, hands down, that she should have won? Please, Nolly.
No, she's not wrong at all. And I think it comes down to the public and Hollywood and everyone expects Black people to take shit on the chin and keep it walking. And I don't think that's fair. We're human. We have complex feelings as well. And she put in fucking work. And if we look at Everything Everywhere All at Once, phenomenal movie, fucking amazing. But did Jamie Lee Curtis deserve the Oscar?
No.
And not to mention that she was nominated with Angela Bassett and Stephanie Shu, who played the villain in the movie. Well, not the villain, but like the main villain-ish character in the movie. How did Jamie Lee Curtis win over the both of them? It's giving, bitch, you've been here long enough, here dance.
Yes.
And I fully support our people just not having to be like, oh yeah, congratulations. Like, no, you are allowed to she put her whole foot in it, in that role. Yes. And you are allowed to feel like you gave something your all and be disappointed that you were not recognized for it.
100%. 100%.
My biggest question about this is if it was switched and it was, not a Black woman stating this or her feelings, would we give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Would it be exactly my point? And that's even more of, you know what I'm saying, like something that we should also open our eyes to, because I'm sorry, but like on a list, if we took a poll and we said Jamie Lee Curtis movies, Angela Bassett movies, let's name them right now. Let's take a list. Let's name them. I bet you we could name a fuck ton of Angela Bassett movies. Ones that is more than well deserving on her fucking Oscar. But I mean, absolutely. It's Hollywood though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been one-sided, unfortunately. So I mean, I think that this whole controversy with Angela Bassett, I feel like they chose this specific topic because she is such a high A-list, you know what I'm saying, celebrity. And that's basically what it, like, for her to be a Black woman and be upset and like she's such a high like A-list celebrity, I think that's why they're running with this, because how many other people, you know what I'm saying, feel like they got completely robbed at the Oscars and nobody's been talking about this long?
Well, I mean, a lot of people have been robbed, but it's not very often that there's so clearly like giving somebody the award that doesn't deserve it. And you can tell me, in my opinion, y'all express your views, but I truly believe that this kind of happened like a sports MVP award. Ty, you can follow me on this. Like this year, they're not going to give the MVP to your boy in Baltimore again because he's already won it like twice. So they got to give it to somebody else because they just feel like. So Angela, I feel like they felt comfortable because she had won an award before. They were like, all right, well, let's give it to somebody who's never won an award. But fuck all that. In this particular instance, it was a much better performance.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down. There was no question as to whether or not Angela Bassett bodied that role. And she didn't just do it because she's a great actor. She did it because we lost the lead actor in Chadwick Boseman. She had to carry the mantle, the water, for not just herself, the entire cast, but also for the fallen hero of Chadwick, who was renowned. There are literally no articles out criticizing Chadwick Boseman. So she, not African, held down an African accent, held down the queen of a unknown country in Africa, did it to the point where nobody even questioned it. She had scenes that they were literally like riveting. And we only saw Jamie Lee Curtis with her little glasses on fight a couple scenes. There was nothing noteworthy about the performance. It was literally the Academy saying, let's see who won more so we can give the people who haven't gotten some to even the playing field, when that's not what the fuck it is. The question is, who was the better performer in the fucking movie that they were up for? And the obvious answer is Angela. And so, yes, she was robbed. And yes, she deserved to be able to look into the camera and be like, this is some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody should be able to be like, nah, bro, you can't do that. It's like, fuck you. I can emote. And she's not the only one either. Like, we're lucky she didn't go up there and take the mic and say Wu-Tang is for the children, or Beyonce had the best song of all time. So kiss my ass, industry. And just recognize, that's why we have the NAACP Image Awards. This is why we have the BET Awards, because we know that it's a bunch of gimmicks. And I mean, I could bring Kendrick into this, but I won't for right now. But it's not, this is why I don't do comedy contests, because it's political. And this shit was hella political. So unless anybody else has it, come on, please, Ty.
I just want to say this, right? So Angela Bassett is 66 years old.
Yes.
For 66 years, Angela Bassett has been Angela Bassett. And when I say that to say, I think the way she reacted is, how could I not win for being myself? Queen. 66 years, I've been a queen. This ain't no act. This ain't no performance. This is who I am. And y'all don't want to give me an award for just being who I am. Listen, peasants can't judge royalty. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they did that day. We know, Angela. We know. Queen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let it be known, man. We don't play about our queen, bruh. Come for us if you want to. We gonna come full swinging, bro. We don't need no armor, no super serum, bitch. We melanated, hoe. I'm finna cuss my ass off, puss ass motherfucker. Pull up, bitch. Fuck, boy. We got, man. Do you know how deep we is up in these streets, motherfucker? You know who we got on our side of this bitch? You know who all representing for our side? God damn it. We got Captain America on our side in this bitch. It's taking me longer to get to the. I was trying to stall, but I'm saying? I couldn't get the clip fast enough. I'm sitting here. I'm like trying to. Yeah, man. We got Captain. Where the fuck is the clip?
Like, if it matters, I've been sitting over here looking at clips of other people winning awards, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, Angela couldn't have been the only person that have ever done this, right? She is being picked out. So
that's what I'm saying, though. Like,
so far in my research, Jeffrey Rush, when he lost, he didn't clap. Bill Murray, when he lost, he didn't clap. Maybe Clint Eastwood. It's hard to tell with him sometimes, but. But Angela Bassett isn't the only person to sit there, lose an Academy Award nomination, and just be, taking a moment to let the emotions process. Like, it does seem like there's an expectation, and maybe even a rehearsed thing where people hear the name of the winners, they immediately start it does seem like it's like something that's pretty common for them to all do. But I'm just saying she's not the first person to ever do this. Like other people have done this. Stop picking on her. And as everyone else said, like I was surprised when Jamie Lee Curtis was even nominated.
Same. Because
let
why?
alone won.
Right.
Because like as someone who watched that movie, her presence in that film was so minimal.
Yeah,
it was so minimal. She was such a small character, and her casting reminded me of like what something Eddie Murphy used to say when he used to try to cast for Harlem Nights and Coming to America. He was like, the studios would not make the movie if we didn't have one white person in it. They just would not let us release the movie. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I see Jamie Lee Curtis, and I don't even remember if there's any other white people in it. I'm not saying that she was the only one. I don't remember, but I was always surprised that she was nominated because she's such a small presence. She has such a small impact on the overall story of the film. She's one of those characters I talk about. You could cut them out, and you still have the same movie.
Literally, bro. I was just about to say the same thing. Like, if Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't in the movie, it wouldn't have made no difference. They could have cast anybody in that role, and we would have been like, all right, it's the same thing. Can't say the same thing about Angela Bassett. So yeah, I rarely don't say this, but kiss my ass, industry. I wanted to say something else, SMD, but I won't do it because I think that's a little too far. All right, so try to keep it at least a little comedy. Okay, cool. All right, so I had to do this. We were going to talk a little bit about a couple other things today. I did want to show. Go ahead.
Someone was asking why Angela Bassett is bringing it up 2 years later, and she didn't bring it up. It got brought up by Oprah Winfrey, who invited her to speak at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures to discuss Angela Bassett's entire career, and she brought up the Oscars thing, and that's when Angela Bassett told her, that it's interesting that she wasn't allowed to be emotional in the moment for losing something that she worked hard for.
Yeah, so it ain't like she out there complaining still, if that's what you was trying to insinuate. Like, why she still talk about it? It's like, listen, there was a question asked and she answered, and then it makes its rounds. The same way, like, people would say, why is Carl Jones every 3 months trending? Because the Usher is the real thing. It's like, because somebody asked him about it. So now he's out there, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?